Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, people. That song always gets me. I love that song. I don't know. It's been a while since I've heard it. But yeah, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, people. Welcome to Talk Football. I'm your host, Mr. Anthony CFC. And we got Mr. Josh MUFC with us today. Hey, bro, how are you doing?
Very, very well. Glad to see the football's potentially back on the horizon, given all this royal hoo-ha. But yeah, see how that pans out. But no, I'm good. I'm well. What about yourself?
Not bad, not bad. Very exciting times in Chelsea's horizon. Hence why
Mm.
we will be talking about the Chelsea's horizons now. And as always, Twisted is with us in the comments. Hey, bro, how are you doing, Mister Twisted?
Big up,
Um,
man.
big up. As always, he's always here with us, right on schedule every day without fail. But yeah, that's that we appreciate him, and that's why he is our head moderator in the channel. But in speaking, football might be back, but maybe only Champions League. Maybe
Mm.
they are having another meeting apparently to decide what is happening over the weekend fixtures. I'm not really sure what's happening there,
Yeah.
but the most important thing that we are here to talk about today is Josh. Thomas
Yes.
Tuchel sacked.
Yeah. Um. Well, you give your thoughts first because I mean I can say I was shocked, but I
But
mean
by the way,
is this
bro, by the way, like to add, we might be late to the party in doing the stream about Thomas
yeah.
Tuchel being sacked and Graham Potter coming in. However, I didn't want to do a stream about this. I really didn't, because I just didn't see the point, because Chelsea hire and fire managers like we wear clothes. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, you
It's
do.
pretty
Yeah.
simple. But it's a new era, but I seen a lot of negativity in Twitter, people being in their feelings, and so on and so forth.
Yep.
Hence why I decided maybe we should address this. And I brought in some of the facts, not facts, like I brought in some of my thoughts, and some of the other things that I've read, and some of the other things that I've
Yep.
basically researched and found out, and so on and so forth, so I can bounce it off of you as an outsider looking in, because I know
Yeah.
you do like Graham Potter as well, and
Yes.
you are more objective towards it. And maybe I am also drinking the company Kool-Aid. I do like to drink the company Kool-Aid because I back my club to do everything right. Because at the
Yeah.
end of the day, I trust my club. I really do trust my club.
Hmm.
And because I'll give you a few reasons as to why.
Go for
As
it.
and when the ownership was gonna go through with stuff, the first thing people were saying to me, "Oh no, you guys are never gonna spend 200 million. You guys have American owners. None of this is gonna
Hmm.
happen." I'm pretty sure that you were there in most of these chats and
Yeah.
so on and so forth, where they were telling me especially, "No, it's never gonna happen," and so on and so forth. I was like, "All right, only time will tell." As you know, I am the fence sitter of the century,
Yep.
so I was sitting on my fence saying, "Yep, all good. Let's wait and see." We spent nigh on 300 million, close to 300 million,
Yes.
but we've spent close to 300 million. So what happened to all these people saying that we will only spend 200 million? It's the fear that we actually might have good American owners rather than maybe conservative good American owners and shitty American owners. I think there is three types of American owners in the Premier League
Yeah.
right now,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
I think the good American owners to have is the guys who actually spend money and do things wisely. And see, I don't know whether it is here right now. I have to give them time and see what happens in another 2 years or so. But I
Hmm.
believe right now we are on to a winner, and it's like we can't change it. You know what I mean? We are
No, that's
stuck
right.
with them for the foreseeable future. And for me, the signs are right, and the signs are pretty okay for me. It's pretty good. They spent the money, they backed the manager, they got rid of most of the deadwood, and starting the premier and starting the transfer market flat-footed. Didn't know did Sanctions, you know what I mean? And
Yeah,
they started
exactly.
off in June, sacked everybody who was there. They wanted to implement what they wanted to do, and they implemented it, and somehow got in 6 7 quality players in. Plus they got
Hmm.
quality youngsters in at the same time, and spent a lot of
Yes.
money on it. And kudos to them, bro. And that's how I want to start this conversation,
Yeah. Okay.
because there is a lot of slack or a lot of hate going towards Mr. Todd Bowley at this moment, and I think he has been doing the best he can.
Yeah. Yeah.
He has been doing the
Mhm.
best he can, and that's where I want. That's how I want to start this stream, and
Yep. Okay.
then we'll go on a little bit of a back and forth and see. That's where I wanted you to also maybe say what you think about how the transfer window looked for Chelsea, and then we can start on the Graham Potter stuff.
Sure. I mean, there it's very hard to, I guess, see the wood through the trees when it comes to American owners as a United fan. um, but look,
I
the
get it.
from what I understand, the track record this guy has in sporting ventures is quite quite successful. I'm not too sure about what he's done, if he's got like franchises or whatnot. I haven't looked that deep into it, but
Hmm.
the general consensus about him is that he's not a horrible owner. But the the other thing you forgot to mention there is that they actually signed up. They actually extended contracts of a lot of youth players as well at your club, which is a good
Correct.
which is good. So A, you're protecting value, and B, you can sort out through the youth over the coming years.
Correct.
Now, your transfer activity, yes, it was delayed because there was a lot of stuff to iron out in the handover of the club. So whether
Mhm.
that's backroom staff, directors of football. I know he went in as like this interim football whatever,
Yeah.
as his own sort of self-proclaimed title, and basically, well, they said they were bouncing it off Tuchel, but I think there was a bigger picture and a long game they were playing there.
Hmm.
But I mean, we'll get on to Tuchel a little bit later, obviously. But um, I feel like he's shown the sort of ruthlessness that you guys are accustomed to when it comes to Abramovich.
Yeah.
But he's also the way I'm seeing it structured is that they're focusing on strengthening the youth group while at the same time having a competitive first team, first 11,
Hmm.
or well, first squad, and
Yeah.
that was exactly how it had come across. Obviously, you went and got your experience forward in Aubameyang, and that 59 minutes with Tuchel, I'm sure, was a wonderful reunion. But look, it's the fact is, for how little time you guys had to get things done, and how active
Mhm.
and conscientious Bowley was, getting on jets, hoovering all the way around Europe to go and meet with Barcelona and this club and that club, and having lunch with directors and whatnot. It shows he wants to make the best first impression with the fans, in my opinion. Now,
Yeah.
that's only going to develop if the players hit the ground running and disappointment works and they start winning things. But he also makes it known that he's. I think that the changing of the guard at Chelsea is going to be very hard for fans to adapt. You say you trust your club and that you're so used to losing managers left, right, and centre. It's a complete 180 from where Abramovich would do it. You could win a
Correct.
Champions League or the league and still get sacked because
Hmm.
football's boring, whatever. But he's like, this was it. Potter's on a 6-year contract, isn't it? Or
5 year contract.
okay, 5-year contract, and that's typically not something that Chelsea's done too often.
No.
So, so there is a different direction that's going here, and the fans need to show a bit of patience, in my opinion.
hundred
I'm
percent.
I'm personally scared. I'm personally scared that if things click into place, you guys could be a runaway force. But that's another discussion a little
I-
bit later, I think.
it's I think that discussion needs to be had in another couple of years or so, Josh.
Hmm.
Maybe next year, because it's too early for us to make any sort of judgment with regards to that, and so on and so forth.
Mm,
So let's get on to why Thomas Tuchel was sacked, right?
absolutely.
They wanted to keep him as a long term manager. There is no doubt about it.
Yep.
They wanted to do it. However, the problem was when there was time for them to talk about transfers, Thomas
Yep.
Tuchel was given the responsibilities. But
Yes.
the issue was with Thomas Tuchel, they 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 asked him to be a little bit more involved than he was comfortable with. Like for an example, in the Rafinha situation, Xavi called Rafinha directly, whereas Todd Bowley
Yep.
actually requested Thomas Tuchel to speak to Rafinha. Thomas Tuchel didn't want to do that, and
Yep.
that's where these problems started happening, and that's when things started going downhill, and hence why you didn't see many transfers come in, and we were getting linked with so many players, and Thomas
Yep.
Tuchel didn't want to make himself available to speak to these people. And the Arsenal game happened, and we lost the
Yeah.
game, and he says that thing about we have the same players, where does, like,
Mm,
how do you expect things to improve? Todd
yeah.
Bowley got in his head, right, I'm getting you the players, I've agreed the deal, everything's all good to go, you just have to call, you speak to this guy just like Xavi did, and convince him this is the football that we're trying to play, you would be the integral guy, and so on and so forth.
Yep.
See, I'm not bashing Thomas Tuchel for wanting to just be a coach.
Yeah.
That's his preference. However, there is a certain element of a coach talking to players in order to convince them to come to the club. You're being
Yeah.
backed by a man here. You need to show the same sort of respect at the end of the day in reciprocation. And that's my only
100%.
thing, right? On comes the first few games. We don't look good. We look all right.
Hmm.
And we go on to play a wonderful game against Tottenham,
Yeah.
right? And then things get a bit stale. We still win a few here, lost 3 games, a couple of draws. It's not sackable form.
No.
It's not the best form, but it's certainly not sackable form. However, Thomas Tuchel is given the sack. The
Yeah.
reason why he was given the sack is because they wanted to change him all along. It was 100 days. They changed everything else. They're looking to do something, and they changed the manager.
Hmm.
Um, I think you are. And they already had a candidate in mind at this point, by the way.
Yeah.
So before we move ahead towards the Graham Potter side of things, we'll go to chat and see what they are saying, and then we'll go ahead to onto the Graham Potter side of things. So Twisted, as always, said, how many transfer windows does Potter need to call the squad his own? Twisted will get onto this while we are
Mm.
more in depth in the Potter situation. So we'll bring this up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start this for you right now. So we'll come back to that. Um, Holy crap. Obigna, 5-year deal. Potter is made for life, even if he flops. I mean, you are sort of right, bro. You are sort of right, but we will address that at that point as
Yeah.
well, like what it means and how it means and so on and so forth. Smash the like as always, people. Subscribe, but always say what you want to say in the chat. We always read it out. We always like talking to you guys. See, Obina back again. They never wanted TT from the beginning. I completely
Mhm.
agree with you in this situation. They set him up to fail. I do not think they set him up to fail. TT spoke to Sterling. Why would he not want to talk to Rafinha? And that's the thing, bro. He didn't talk to Rafinha. It's not he didn't want to talk to Rafinha. He didn't talk to Rafinha because he he just wanted to go and coach the team. He didn't want to get involved in transfers a lot. That's the
Mhm.
problem. Tuchel, yes, TT spoke with Sterling. However, Sterling's mind was already made that he was going to go out from Manchester City and he was going to come to London. And the best club in London at that point, offering him the contract he wanted, was Chelsea. So whether Sterling spoke to Thomas Tuchel or not, he was going to end up at Chelsea regardless. So the situations like Rafinha, situations like Jules Kunde. There's another one. He didn't speak to Jules Kunde, and so there is so many instances like this. So I understand people love Thomas Tuchel, bro. I love Thomas Tuchel as well, but we'll come on to the reasons as to why this might actually be. I don't know. You guys can make your own decision whether it's a good thing or a bad thing. I personally think it's a good thing. So hence why I'll tell you as to why it's a good thing. So coming on to the sacking of Thomas Tuchel, um, he's sacked, he's gone. 5 games, 6 games in, kaput, Gonski.
Yeah.
Back with just now alone at home with the Brazilian piece. Done.
Mm.
Not a bad thing to go back home to. Finished.
Yeah.
So suddenly Graham Potter emerges as the front runner and Graham Potter is appointed. The reason as to Graham Potter why he was appointed is because Chelsea did not want to lose him to England.
Hmm.
So there was a rumor going on after the World Cup. Southgate would be, appointed, and it was going to be Mr. Graham Potter. But they replaced. So Chelsea approached Graham Potter and finished it off straight away because this was Todd Bowley's guy. So when Todd Bowley went over to Brighton to meet Cuckoo to for this Cucurella deal, he knew every single fact and every single thing about Graham Potter by that time. A person who is just going to buy a player from Brighton did not need to know about uh, Graham Potter like
Yeah.
this way. By the way, if you think I am just saying these things, you just need to go on to Fabrizio Romano's video. There is a video he did about it. He says the same thing as well. So I'm not making it up. I don't know. It's up to you guys, and this is what Fabrizio said. So I'm reciprocating what he said. And then he goes on to sign Cucurella. He talks to Cucurella about Graham Potter as well. And the other most interesting thing is uh, Iqbali, Clear Lake Capital, is in business with PIF, the owners
Yeah.
of Newcastle United.
Hmm.
So there was a rumor going on that a director of football is the guy, one of the people who actually recommended Graham Potter for this role. And that director of football who actually recommended him was Dan Ashworth, who is the director of football of Newcastle United.
Right.
PIF, if you've seen, their PIF has come to many Chelsea games this season. They have
Yeah.
been in the owner's box and so many times. So Dan Ashworth has helped Todd Bowley understand what you call Graham Potter a little bit more as well.
Yeah.
And now they're working together to find the proper director of football for Chelsea Football Club as well. So if you guys think that this is something that they're setting up Graham Potter to fail in the first place, I think there is a lot for you guys to think about. So there is a fair few things that I read about Graham Potter, right? So this is actually not a situation that is new for Graham Potter, right? When Potter took over from Brighton, he replaced one of the most popular managers that they have over there.
Hmm.
I am not sure. I think his name is Hutton or Hutton. Despite having good result, he managed to stay with them in the Premier League, and so on and so forth. But he took over that Brighton side, and Brighton really loved this guy as well, Chris Hutton, and that's another thing. You know what I mean? So he took over. He took over that squad, and with that crowd, it was all good to go. And so does it remind you of something? Thomas Tuchel, Chelsea,
Hmm.
sacked, taken over, exact same situation. The pressures might be different, but the situation is very similar. And that and see, and a lot of people are saying like Todd Bowley knows nothing. He doesn't know anything about Spurs. Sorry, sports. They're saying, oh, he went and showed something of a 4-4. three or something ridiculous like that. I'm not sure whether you have heard what he's doing, something like that. So one of the things that he wants to do is have a setup just like Manchester City has. Hence why he hired a guy called director of business, apparently,
Mm,
is to have a setup like Manchester City, to have multiple feeder clubs feeding Chelsea,
right.
exactly the same like Manchester City does. So Potter is always very very integral in all of this.
Mm,
Hence why he wants that director of football that Potter and all these guys are getting together with. So I think you heard what Potter said in his interview as well. It's the ethos and how we work all together, how we did this in Brighton, the recruitment, everything is across the
yeah.
board. You know what I mean? And then what you call, several, like they're saying this is knee jerk and so on and so forth, but it wasn't knee jerk. You can't do something like this within a day. It can't happen. It's not possible at all.
No.
And plus, in order to beat clubs moving forward, we can't beat clubs like Manchester City, or maybe also we can put Liverpool in there, by having a short term plan. We need to have a plan for at least the next 2 to 5 years in order to beat them, so that in the long run, we might suffer for the first 2 years, this year and next year. But year three onwards, we might start winning and we might look unstoppable. You know what I mean? There
Mm,
is so many things about this. And also, like, as I said, this is what this hiring, you know, highlights more for me. And it's very important. That's why I'm very excited about all of this. I
mm.
am very 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 excited about all of this. And yeah, like, at, I have more to go on, but I'll let you take over a little bit, Josh. But what do you feel about what I'm trying to say? Do you understand where I'm trying to come from?
Oh, just start, ladies and gentlemen. That was an epic monologue. You've clearly been sitting on this for. You've been sitting on this for a while, haven't
Bro,
you?
not bad for sitting on the fence, isn't it?
You've been sitting on this opinion for a while. I think just the way you've come out with that. That's brilliant. Yeah, I'll start back at the Tuchel situation and move forward into what you've been talking about there.
Yep.
The like on Obena's comment there about setting him up to fail. I think the plan all along, obviously, was to have Tuchel out at some point, but I'm not sure there was an exact plan, time frame,
No.
or anything in that regard. It's just conveniently, it was a couple of games out of the window. Results were not looking good, and I think some of the conversations were already had that you don't move that quick from one manager to another without having some sort of backup plan in case things go south. So that was that. That was very simple. And the efficiency yet again when it comes to players, when it comes to staff, when it comes to manager change, it was all very quick, very seamless, and a few issues to iron out moving into the future, but prompt business from Bowley, and that is Chelsea all over. It's always been very quick, very silent, very out of the way, and even the sacking announcement. It wasn't through a tier one journalist. It wasn't through. It wasn't through
Nobody knew, bro.
anyone. It was from the club website. It came straight out. Now, I mean, a lot of people were thinking, yeah, well, he's got to be close to leaving now because things
Yeah,
aren't
but
doing that well.
you wouldn't expect it, isn't it?
Not 20 years ago, even 10 years ago, you wouldn't get these in the nose happening the way they do
No.
today. So, I applaud Chelsea and Bowley and the PR department there for that. Now, moving forward into the Graham Potter thing, as I previously said, like the whole focus around retaining youth, signing youth, but then bringing in some experienced players for the here and now definitely indicates that this plan moving forwards is all about future proofing your success. And as you rightly said, it could take 1 or 2 years for play style and kicking out some deadwood and players, whether it's retiring or just refreshing the roster.
Mm-hmm.
I think you will see an uptake in play style fairly quickly, a la
Mm-hmm.
United / Ten Hag, as a sort of a comparison point.
Correct.
And what other? Yeah, and the fact that you seem to be going for Potter and the whole package behind him, or at least a similar setup to what he's been doing at Brighton and wherever he's gone. The fact that everything all seems to be marrying up as like it's a fresh new face for Chelsea, and it's something, as I said before, that the fans should be excited about, or at least cautiously optimistic, because
Mm.
it all sounds good on paper, and they're making all the right moves now, but you still need to maintain that energy for January, for next summer,
Correct.
for the
Correct.
January after. So to make sure that it's not just a one-off, we're gonna buy big, we're gonna make all the right moves, but then fall flat on your face the next year round. So everything is going very well to start with. I'm actually quite jealous the fact that you've done more in what 6 weeks than the Glazers have done in 6 years
A
when it comes to
100 days, bro.
restructure. Exactly, and that's the big thing, and it shows that this guy means business. He's not just there to throw his weight around, throw his name around, and try and get. I mean, yeah, it's an investment consortium. They'll probably want some sort of return in some way at some point,
But then
but for the
how are they
here,
gonna make that return, bro?
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe a share
No, but that
structure.
no,
Oh,
but that's what I mean. In order for them to get that return,
yeah.
they need the club to be successful over a longer period
Exactly,
of
and
time.
this entire thing all comes back to the point of how they've started making moves right now, and it's perfect. Like okay, you don't know it's perfect moving forward, but right now they're doing all the right
Oh,
things at the right times, and if I was a Chelsea fan, I would be excited, I would
exactly.
be pumped, and I would not sit on the fence like a certain co-host I know.
But I am not sitting on the fence today. I am getting
No,
it
I know,
all out, bro. I'm getting it all
absolutely,
out. And coming back to your point about the youth, right? One of the other key factors that was chosen, that was taken into account while appointing Graham Potter, is that all our youth seem to have stagnated under Thomas Tuchel.
yes,
Kai Havertz, one of the best, talents out there. Mason Mount, Reece James is still performing, but still a little bit stagnated somewhere
yep,
there, and so many other talents out there. You know what I mean? And Potter at Brighton was working very well with these younger people, and also
yeah.
he was working quite well with the older statesmen, like your Welbecks and so on and so forth. But
Exactly.
now think about forget about Welbeck. Add in a player like Aubameyang,
Yeah.
you start thinking a little bit, all right, something might cook here, and so on and so forth. So you need to give him time and space to do it. So this is why I'm coming back to your question, Mr. Twisted, where is how many transfer windows does it take for Potter to call his
Mm,
own squad? See, bro, at this point in time, I think this transfer window that we had of at least about 6 players plus the younger players, we'll call it 7 players in total. I think we need to only have. Apparently, he's going to be back in the January window. I think
yep.
the January window and maybe another summer, we should be okay. I think the next summer he will also be back. We don't need to buy a lot of players, bro, and we don't
Yeah.
need to spend the same amount of money that we spent this summer, because if Zakaria performs and becomes the next Bisuma, for an example, we buy Zakaria for 30 million. And in
Right.
order to find a DM, we know it will minimum cost us somewhere from 60 million and upwards, right? So there
Yeah.
is so many positives when it comes to all of these things. And also, I'm just gonna go, bro. I've been sitting on this for quite a while now,
Yeah.
right? And they started saying, right, look at Graham Potter's what is it called, win ratio or win percentage.
Oh, yep. Yep.
Did you hear that nonsense? He's the manager of Brighton.
Yeah.
What did you expect?
Well, they didn't. They on the same breath, they didn't turn around and go, "Hey, he's beaten all of the top six teams in his time at Brighton."
Exactly right.
You know.
Nobody said, oh, they had no right. They had no right to go to Liverpool, go to Anfield, and be down at 2-0 and come back and draw the game at 2-2. How dare you, Graham? How
Yeah.
dare you do that? You shouldn't do that. You're fucking Brighton. You don't have a proper win ratio, isn't it? You're not a good enough manager, you know? And
Yeah.
look at this 18-19. This is pre Potter in Brighton. 37 goals, 62 goals and assists. 19-20, 47 goals and 60 goals and assists, right? 21 22 sorry 2021, 54 goals and 40 goals and assists. So you see things are progressing in a nice gradual way, but it is going in a much more better way. But this is a team where you don't have much quality in player, but in this situation you got players such as what you call Aubameyang, Raheem Sterling, Kai Havertz, Ben Chilwell, Cucurella, who he has worked with before, Jorginho, you name it, we've got it. But yeah, just as Twisted asked, does Todd Bowley care about Chelsea fans' patience with this new project? I don't know whether I think he should care about it, but at the end of the day, this is a message to more Chelsea fans than others, because please be patient. Don't, just if he loses the first two games, just straight away go and say, oh no, Potter out, Potter out, Potter out. Don't say
Hmm.
that, because there is a bigger thing in play. Let him do his thing. He is a young English manager. He has come through the ranks. He has gone through the ranks. He has been at Ostersons, been there with them since like their third level, won that, right? Came to the second level, won that, been to the first level, won that, played in the Europa League, I think beat Arsenal in a Europa League match as well, but didn't qualify
Hmm.
for the next round, but they did
Yeah.
play them it was very good. Then he went over to Swansea, did quite well there, got the opportunity at Brighton, did very well at Brighton. He
Yep.
has earned this, people. He has really, really, really earned this. It's 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 not easy, you know he has
Exactly.
done this by himself. And it, I don't see, before he came to Chelsea, every single person was saying, oh, look how good Graham Potter is. He's bloody brilliant, isn't he?
Yeah.
Everybody was saying how good Graham Potter is. So he comes to Chelsea, his win ratio is a problem, everything else is a
Yeah.
problem. But yeah, just before I let you go, Josh, on this,
Hmm.
just want to go to the comments.
Yep.
uh Del Boy Gunner TV, hello all. I take
Hello.
Potter over Arteta. I reckon he will do really well at Chelsea, bro. I hope as well. And thank you for coming on the channel, Del Boy. Thank you for joining us as well as
Big up, man.
today. As always, please hit that like button. And as you said, 3 likes, exactly right. We got more than 3 people watching us right now. All of you just simply hit that like button so we can see. Our
Yep.
challenge for today is at least 10 likes on the stream. Please show us your appreciation by just hitting that like button, people. Last question by Twister. Do you have any reservation about appointing Protter? Bro, I was feeling a little indifferent at first. Right now, I'm backing him. I'm like, fuck it. 5 years, let's do it. I'm here
Yeah.
for it. See, and your question about, I can answer your question about, do you think Todd Bowley and the Chelsea fans will have patience about this project? I'll tell you, if Potter starts playing the Potter ball we know, he'll get a lot more patience from the fans. He'll
Yeah.
definitely get a lot more patience from the fans. But yeah, Josh, bro, go ahead. I have a lot
Look.
more to say, bro, but go ahead.
Yeah. No, that's reasonable. Look, that's one of the biggest things. Like, if we're going to look at this sort of new age of managers, I guess you could say, like, I'm going to mention a couple of examples to sort of give the difference here. You look at Steven Gerrard, Frank Lampard, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Mikel Arteta. This sort of mid to late 2000s wave of players that were retired and now coming into the coaching ranks. Arteta, what, he was the head coach at Man City or defensive coach at Man City, and then he came straight to Arsenal after Emery.
Hmm.
He had no proven first team coaching experience. He it was essentially Pep's cone boy is what the running joke is. Now it's taken what 3 years and countless hundreds of millions to invest into the squad to finally get Arsenal to a point where they're actually looking like they're doing okay. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer had only done it at in Norway for God, I forget the Mulder. Frank
Yeah, more than.
Lampard, yeah, Frank Lampard went to the championship, and that was it. Steven
Yep.
Gerrard did Rangers, and I'm not too sure about the others. But the point I'm making is they all sort of stayed within the Premier League, the Championship, apart from Ollie Solskjaer, but he went back to his native home, so it's kind of different in that regard. Don't know about Norwegian football, but the point I'm making is that Potter saw opportunity. He went abroad and proved himself in three different tiers of competition. Now, the Swiss league isn't, I don't think it's anywhere
Like,
near any of the top five.
not the
Um,
greatest.
no, but the fact, like, from what I understand, the club, the most valuable club's worth like 37 million euros or something. So,
Bro, one of Chelsea players' contracts,
yeah,
you are
it's worth
able to purchase Ostersons.
exactly. And this is the thing. Like, he went out, he did the job, and he proved very early on. He played a more cultured style of football than you typically see out of English managers. You know, you have
Hmm.
Sean Dyche who does the physical and then do your long balls to Chris Wood. You have Eddie Howe's the other good example in the sort of ball you're
Great,
looking at. Great,
very good.
great football to watch. Now he went Swansea. I could be mistaken, but did he get them
Yep,
promoted one
he
season?
went. Yep, he went to Swansea, stayed there, but Swansea was very unstable at that time.
Yeah,
Then he got the opportunity at Brighton.
and then obviously went to Brighton. So he's literally gone from bottom tier to the top tier in Swiss League, gone to Championship League One, and now in the Premier League. And he's done this
Correct,
over what 6, 7 years, something like
correct,
that.
correct.
That is more than I can say from any of the other managers that have come in from that last sort of wave of retiring people.
Hmm.
But it's essentially playing total football. Is the best way to sort of describe the way that Burnley play. Um, and the fact that he's getting players of the level of Welbeck and Trossard and quality players in their own rights, but getting them to play above
Pascal, I am gross.
Pascal Gross, yep. Look what he did with Basuma, and look what he did with Cucurella.
Bro, McAllister looks like a
McAllister,
fucking world beater.
he looks incredible. And this is the thing, like these players that he A bought, B inherited, he's got them playing above a level that a lot of people would look at Brighton and go, this is like borderline championship team, and got them playing to a level where they're mid-table or higher now,
Hmm.
and there is nothing to say that he can't come into Chelsea and have that exact same impact on the players that have been notoriously underplaying their quality under
Correct.
Tuchel. Not trashing Tuchel, but he did the job. He won you guys a Champions League, so full credit. He rode you through the sanctions, full credit. But it was not sustainable, and I think the new direction, this new manager and this new wave of players that are coming in, it's going to be scary times moving forward. Like as a United fan, we're at the start of our thing, and you're now at the start of your thing. This is going to be see who clicks into gear first and progresses the best. Because I'm going to be watching Chelsea with a very very close eye because I know that your quality of your team, you won a goddamn Champions League
We're not
only
bad, bro. We are not
not
that
not
bad.
you're not bad and playing the way I see it. If you phrase the term potterball, I'm not a big fan of that, but I understand what you're
Okay,
saying.
I want to call it
It
protocol. I'm just gonna call
yeah
it
yeah
football.
yeah. It's just a different system, different style, but
Yeah,
implementing that at Chelsea, you guys have the technical players now, especially after this window. You now have the technical ability to play that ball, play that style, and do it with much better than Brighton can. You're easily 3 or 4 times the squad Brighton are, and he got them playing above their level. If he can do the same thing for the Chelsea players, you guys are going to be dangerous as hell, and that worries me. And the rest of the league should be looking over their shoulder as well.
But see, bro, just saying that. But I am gonna give him a lot of time because he deserves a lot of time. He might not make it to the top four this season, but that's okay. We are not looking at instant success. We are not a packet of Maggie. It's not instant anymore, bro.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
This is proper noodles, bro. It takes some time to cook.
This is me goreng. This is like
This
yeah,
is the real shit, bro.
ramen. Yeah, exactly.
This is the ramen. This is not Maggie anymore.
No,
It's not that
exactly.
5 minute nonsense and that sachet. You shake it and you cook it. No, no. This is ramen, bro.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
this is where I feel like he will do a good job, but he will take time. So we need to be also very patient. The
Yeah.
other massive thing that I am going to add, you spoke about players like Lampard, you spoke about players like Gerrard.
Yes.
I don't think that they actually deserve to get a bigger job because they haven't
No.
come through their ranks. They basically got the bigger job because of who they are. But before we go
Exactly.
on to the next point, I just want to go through the comments again.
Yep.
Is it a concern if Potter is a success at Chelsea? He may be poached by a huge European club within the 5 year contract. Yes, bro. It is. It might be a concern. However, they are
Hmm.
gonna have to pay a lot of money to get him off of Chelsea. So
Yeah.
I don't know whether they would be, but it's gonna cost them quite a bit. Freeman here saying to my side, I am against Potter to sign a 5 year contract. I agree. That's fine, bro. That's I mean, this is your opinion, and I value your opinion in this way. And the other one about Kante, please don't let Kante, as we want him to be a legend at Chelsea here from Zambia. Well done, bro. I couldn't agree with you even more because at the end of the day, I think if Conte needs I think it's a matter of 3+1. I think we have offered a 2+1. I think they will come to a healthy agreement, and Conte will sign the contract because he is the type of a man who doesn't like a lot of change. He
Hmm.
likes to stay at that club, and that's why he has stayed here. I believe Freeman, you will be all right, bro, in the long run. And yeah, just for saying that, you're gonna get a little bit of a, thanks from us. Oh, far off. Conte needs to stay. Well done, bro.
Hmm.
Well done. But yeah, so moving on, I see Graham Potter Graham Potter getting the Harry Kane treatment, bro, from the
Hmm.
media, from the refs, from the FA, from all of these things. I don't know whether a lot of people thought about it or whether a lot of people understood where I'm going with this,
Hmm.
bro. Graham Potter is the only English manager out there. He is the only English manager who deserves it. None of the other English managers deserve it. Right now, do you think who is out there right now who is good enough? Uh, sir, the English fans don't actually like that guy. Who is that guy?
Eddie Howe.
What's his name? Not
Eddie
Eddie
Howe.
Howe. That
No.
no. The England manager,
Oh,
Southgate.
Southgate. Yeah,
They
yeah,
don't like
yeah.
Southgate. Uh, Steven Gerrard is not very good.
No.
What do you call? Who is the
Lampard's
other one?
dead.
Lampard's dead.
Yep.
Eddie Howe, he's already in a good club in Newcastle with new owners who back him.
Yep.
So he got what he deserved. That's why I'm saying Graham Potter is the only manager right now who deserves this appointment.
No love for Steve Bruce.
I mean, it's up to you to give it. I'm not gonna say nothing.
No. Just having a joke.
Eh, No, but see, Mr. Patrick, and everybody who is watching this on the playback or watching it live, please go subscribe to True City Fan. He is the friend of he is our best friend of the channel.
One
He
hundred
is
percent.
the man, 100%. And yeah, Potter's first UCL game soon. Media will love the media, 100%. And the media is gonna go easy on Potter, so that's gonna be a good break for Chelsea. The referees are gonna go easy on Chelsea, hopefully, because of the FA, and it's the Harry Kane influence, but it's going to be the Potter influence. Eddie Howe deserves it. Yeah, 100%. Eddie Howe does deserve it, and he's already getting it at Newcastle. I don't think, if he's not at Newcastle, I don't think there is any other club that he would be other than Newcastle at this moment in time. But I just woke up. I just woke up to Potter hype. Bro, it's not Potter hype. I'm just trying to make sure that people understand that it's not going to be instant. It will take a little bit of time to happen, but there will be a lot of time given to Potter in order to achieve what he wants to achieve.
Not necessarily. I think you're underselling his impact. I think you will see probably by the World Cup at the latest a noticeable change in Chelsea's play style. Whether that yields success instantly will be a different matter, but I still think that the players that you have are itching to play more expressive football.
Yeah.
Tuchel was very sort of just
Structured.
systematic and structured,
Yeah.
very
That's it.
straight down the middle. You have to be here, you have to do this, don't stray. If you see an opportunity, take it. But that was about it. Where Potter is far more expressive, he's more about individual expression as well when it comes to that. Like, he has the system, players need to go certain areas, cover certain zones, but whatever. The fact is, they see an opportunity, you go for it. And that's what you see Brighton do so often. So, with the level of quality and step up that you have from Brighton to Chelsea, again, Chelsea will do it a lot better, and I think you will see a noticeable change fairly quickly. The only issue I would have is that fitness adjustment to require that more intense style of football required. But
Yeah.
I still think you're slightly underselling it. But it could happen. That's just my personal. But yeah.
No, I'm not. I'm trying to sell it in this way that we might see a noticeable difference in the football. However, what I'm saying is, because it might not yield the success that we want it to instantly, that's why I'm saying it might take a little bit of time for us to start yielding that success as well. So that's where we
Yes.
need to hold that patience in order for him to figure it out.
But the fans will have more patience if they see an exciting brand of
Correct.
football moving
They will.
forward, as opposed
They will.
to Tuchel, for example. And again, not slating him because he did wonderfully. But the
Bro.
fact remains that his football was anti-football at times,
Yeah.
and
See,
and,
this is the
and
thing.
getting results doing that is not going to endear to the fans long term. But
See, it
if they
will
can
be
see
a
you at least,
culture shock.
yeah, oh yeah, exactly.
It
And the
will be
fact that
definitely a culture shock.
if like I said in the back room, if Chelsea go 10 on the bounce losses, but they're like, or even draws, like 2-2s, but they're exciting end-to-end games, or a 1-0 here, a 2-1 there, or something like that. Like, if they're close games and all they need is maybe one or two players or a little bit more time together, I think the fans will actually come round to it. He's, as a manager and a person, he's endearing. He's well spoken. He's got personality. He's also very strong in his beliefs about how he coaches, and yeah, the football speaks loads as well. So it's a bit
100%,
of a
bro.
yeah.
100%. And see, I see Twisted's comments. Yes, thought so football is about substance and not style. And I agree with you 100%. I am of that belief. I need to see the substance, not the style, because I want the win more than anything else. And the style can be whatever it is. Because you
Coming from a
know,
Palace fan.
but but then in this situation, Twisted, I think I have to be a little bit more patient in order to see that the real result of the real substance that we are looking for. And
Mhm.
in this it yes, what would be the obvious thing to do at this moment? Go and get a Zinedine Zidane. Go and get a Maurizio Pochettino. I don't want Maurizio Pochettino. I don't want that guy near my club. That guy can go bog off and die. I do
Yeah.
not want him. But Zinedine Zidane, or maybe after the World Cup, Luis Enrique, that would have been the short-term fix. But
Yes.
then we would not break the cycle of what Roman Abramovich was having. This is not the same. This is different. So hence why I'm gonna be like, yep, I'm gonna I'm going to hold my peace. I'm going to be very patient and I'm going to give the man to do what he wants to do.
Yes.
Once I know that the team is able to achieve, yes, substance over style any day. Substance over style any day. We have another comment to do, Jacob. Will Potter go to like the new signings from Thomas Tuchel ma- that Thomas Tuchel made before he left, apart from Mark Cucurella? I think he would, bro.
Yeah.
Let's look at this, right? What was Brighton's team? Let's see, Premier League. I'm just trying to. Sorry. I'm just trying to open this up. Premier, Premier. I didn't see this coming, but Premier League fixtures. Right. So let's see the Brighton squad. Right. For an example, where is this Brighton versus Leicester City. So the lineups. You got Robert Sanchez. However, I believe our goalkeeper might change. It might be a Kepa because Kepa plays more with his feet. Then you got Veltman. So
Yep.
Veltman will be replaced by Wesley Fofana, already an upgrade. Lewis Dunk will be replaced by Thiago Silva, already an upgrade. Webster will be replaced by Koulibaly, already an update. I think he would like the defense. Then Solly Marsh getting replaced by Reese James. Pascal I am Gross maybe getting replaced by Pascal I am Gross getting replaced by Kai Havertz. McAllister getting replaced by either a Jorginho or a Kovacic
Hmm.
or Zakaria. Then Saicedo getting replaced by a Kovacic or a Mason Mount. Then Leandro Trossard being replaced by a Cucurella or a Ben Chilwell. Danny Welbeck being replaced immediately by Raheem Sterling, and Umwepu being replaced by uh, what do you call it? What's this guy's name?
Aubameyang.
Aubameyang. So I think he might like the squad. There
Yeah.
is no reason why not to. Um, I wish Werner would have stayed. He would play ball under Potter. I agree as well. I agree. See, at the end of the day, bro, he didn't want to stay at the club, and the best situation at this moment is to let him go, and we did so. Uh, See, th- this is another thing. Lukaku, he's still on loan at what you call Inter Milan.
Yeah.
We don't know what would happen.
I think they're
We
trying
don't
to buy
know.
him. I think they're trying to
They
buy him
might
after
buy
the
him.
loan period. Yeah.
Yeah, they will definitely try to buy him. But what if we can't come to an agreement? He might come back. Maybe Potter might get the best out of him. We never know.
Or
But I
terminate his
don't want that.
contract.
I don't want that brick, to be honest. I really don't
No.
want that brick.
No.
But Danny replaced by Lukaku.
So be it.
So be it. I mean, to be honest, it's much better. But yeah, Twisted. Who will be Potter's captain? I think right now the captain is Cesar Azpilicueta. There is no doubt about it.
Mm,
And I think the on-field captain will be Jorginho and Thiago Silva. We have so many people that they can rotate amongst. I think we will go for another defender next summer because Thiago Silva's last year, this year, he will go
yeah.
back to Brazil and then retire from there onwards. And God knows it, that man needs to retire. And he will retire. Hey, his head held high, playing his
Mm,
best football at Chelsea Football Club. And I absolutely wish that he came to my club 3 years ago. But see, uh, one of the last things that I want to say, as long as I see sustainable, like a sustainable process and a path towards becoming a better team under Potter and a path towards a better team together with everybody,
yeah.
with the proper director of football, I think they're working on that. It's still 100 days, people. You need to understand that. If we go and do all of these things that we are supposed to be doing, and right now we are doing it right, it might take a bit of time. As we have said, we've drummed it into your heads at this moment. It will take time. Once that is done, bro, I'll be a happy man at the end of the day.
Hmm.
Is Potter a proactive or a reactive manager during gameplay? I think he's a proactive manager.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, he's the play style of his teams is always been there. I mean, arguably, Brighton play probably the second or third best looking football in the league, behind I'd say City and Liverpool, depending on how well Liverpool are doing at the time.
To be fair, I
Now,
don't think a lot of people like the way City play football because it's so repetitive. They just don't think it's exciting enough because it's boring to see a team have the ball 80% of the thing.
yeah, no, I get that, but they're dominant.
Oh no,
and and
bro,
and,
City
and
played
Brighton
the
doesn't
best.
matter. It doesn't matter who they come up against. Brighton will always go for you. I've very rarely ever seen them play the low block. You know what I mean? Like they they'll either snag you a 3-2 win or get blasted off the park 6-0. It's just, but I think these results will balance out. But when it comes to in-game play, I think probably to start with at Chelsea, you might be a little bit more conservative, not too much
Mhm.
because it's a matter of adapting. But I mean,
And
he's
also
always
not conceding at this moment and trying not to lose the
yes,
game as well, isn't it?
and that's the thing. He's always been pretty good with his substitutions. To be fair, I mean, at Brighton he didn't have the depth that you do now have at Chelsea, for example. But
Bro,
he's always sort of played the moment, not the possibilities, or so he's fairly proactive. Yeah, you guys are in for a great time. That's my prediction. You're gonna be great for a great time.
bro, I am a happy Chelsea fan. There is so many
Mm,
Chelsea fans out there who are not very happy about all of this and still a bit salty. Leave it, forget it.
yeah,
It's time to move on. It's a new day. Just being just be excited about the future, back this guy, help this guy, cheer for him, be your loudest at Stamford Bridge if you're a match going fan,
yeah.
be your loudest even wherever you're watching the game from. Scream at your TV. I do it. They shout at me for doing it,
Shut up,
you know.
Anthony.
Yeah, I know. And just Patrick says Potter's tactics are goated. I remember when they beat us after their second half chances, bro. He's a very very good manager. It's just that he might take some time. And bro, when I remember when you guys asked me, what do you feel about Thomas Tuchel leaving, and I said I don't feel nothing. I really don't care less. I couldn't
Yeah.
care less. And what did you guys say to me? Dude,
Get
that's
off the
not a good
goddamn fence.
more than get off the goddamn fence. That's not a good opinion to have, and nobody would care about it. But it is meh to me. You know why? Maybe I'm a bit desensitized, bro. We've had so many managers come and go.
Yeah,
The last manager that I absolutely fell in love with was Jose Mourinho's second season at Chelsea. I
yeah,
absolutely fell in love with him. At that point, I was like, dude, fuck, he did it. Third season came. The problem with that Eva Cannavaro woman, everything went to pot. He got sacked, and I was heartbroken. And I thought to myself, I will never get attached. If he sacked tomorrow, I'm
yeah,
gonna be okay. So hence why I wasn't feeling anything towards Thomas Tuchel. It's okay for me. At the end of the day, do I
yeah.
think was it premature? Maybe yes, 100%. But is this a good move to make? 100%. I
Hmm.
agree with it. And I am excited about the future. I am gonna back Mr. Potter along the way. Let's go expelliarmus this bitch and do our Patronus charm on fucking Pep Guardiola and also fucking Crucio, Jurgen Klopp, and do a Vada Kedavra on Antonio Conte and try to fucking do something this season, bro.
So you're saying you've got your Deathly Hallows now, haven't you? You've got
Bro,
you've got your Deathly Hallows now. You've got Potter, who
yep.
you've got Bowley, and whoever your DOF's going to be are going to be your Deathly Hallows.
Yes, yes. So
Yes,
so
see.
Graham
We'll see how
Potter,
this goes.
so Graham Potter is the Elder Wand, right? Todd Bowley is the Resurrection Stone,
Yep.
and the DOF who is coming on is going to be the Cloak of Invisibility because
Yes,
he's
that's
going to be
very, very appropriate.
and he's going to be working in the shadows, bro. So we are going to fucking Avada Kedavra this fucking bitch. Bro,
Oh man, you sound like you're going to grip your wand and scream Engorgio.
this is what it is, bro. I am very excited, bro. I don't know why
Yeah,
people are
so
not that excited. I
this
don't
is
get it.
this is the thing. That's it. Look, it's a completely new chapter, and honestly, the way you're feeling right now, the way that you're coming across, is exactly how I was after the preseason with United.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's just you're yet to see it on the field of play, but I feel
Yeah.
like there's this aura currently going around Chelsea, and I've seen it on a few of the fans on other socials and on other channels and things like that that I've heard and listened to.
Yeah.
There's cautious optimism, and there are a few that are completely outspoken, being like, you know what, we're going to rock this pitch, and you know what,
Yeah.
fair enough, fair play, call it
Bro.
however you see it, but yeah, you guys, I think you're onto a really good thing here. So best of luck to yous
And see,
in as a shallow way as possible.
so but this is the way, right? The only thing I was saying, yep, you are valid to be very, very happy about United's preseason, Josh. No doubt about it.
Yeah,
However, I was always going to be very cautious because of the owners that you have, and they
yeah, of
haven't
course.
filled me up with any sort of confidence in order to say something. But I had confidence in Eric Ten Hag. The reason why I'm this excited about Chelsea is
Mm,
I am so confident about Todd Bowley, bro. That guy
exactly.
is something else. Did he
Yeah,
take a rash decision? Yes, he did.
yeah,
Was it the right decision? I think it is as well. Was
yeah.
it too
We'll
soon?
soon we'll
Yes,
see
but
anyway. Yeah,
yeah, we'll see anyway. Because at the end of the
yeah,
day, it whatever said and done, it is not going to yield success this year.
exactly.
It will yield success in the longer term, but
Mm,
who knows, bro? It is what it is. But right now, be right here, right now. Be happy. He has done a good thing. Wait till the
exactly.
next appointment is. The director of football will come in. He will do what is needed for us to be successful and for us to have a much more better plan moving forward. We don't want to hire and fire managers. You don't want to do this. You
Yeah,
don't. You need to have a conveyor belt of players coming in and have quality of conveyor belt of players coming in, and that's
exactly.
what he is trying to do. Please back this guy. Help help this guy, cheer your heart out. Cheer your heart out on Twitter here, cheer your heart out on fucking YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, whatever the fuck, you know look at the TV this week playing Salzburg, cheer him, help him out, everything matters. And back this guy and help him to do what is needed. And what has Potter said about his appointment? I think he's fucking delighted.
Yeah, wouldn't you be?
Just like just like I am.
Yeah.
He is finally getting his chance. Isn't this what all of you people wanted him to get? His chance.
Well, this is also a good test as well. Like as completely not really caring about what happens to Chelsea except failure as a United fan. Um,
I
the
By the way, I wouldn't expect anything less as well.
yeah, and that's the thing. But like when it comes to these sorts of appointments, it's the unknown that terrifies the fans a lot. I think.
Yeah.
It does. It does. Like he could come in and be a disaster, but I think that's not going to happen. But the main key point that I keep finding here is that this guy has actually taken the back route rather than just using name and status in the game to be okay. You're going to be a legend, come straight in the door and fail. He's put in the graft and he's got a style of football that's, let's put it this way, it's exciting. And you can't
It is exciting.
traditionally say that British managers have played exciting football. So,
Sam
I
Allardyce.
true, yeah. But it's that thing. Like he's done the graft. He's gotten to a point where he deserves a shot in the big teams. He has one. Let the good times roll for Chelsea, and let's see what happens.
Yeah. Just to finish off on everything, the last point that I'm
Mm.
going to make is a lot of people are going to equate this to the Andreas Villas-Boas situation, right? I'll tell you why it's not the same. Andreas Villas-Boas came into a team that had John Terry. Frank Lampard, uh, all these experienced players, Petr Cech, Didier Drogba, uh, all the experienced players. Like out of 11, about 10 were experienced, and the only new
Yeah.
player that was there was one Mata,
Yeah.
right? Everybody turned on him because nobody wanted to play that total football type football. They didn't want to do that. They left. In the Chelsea team, it's mostly youngsters. They want to do it.
Yes.
They're eager to do it. They're eager to express. There is only a fair few experienced players, and they want to do it as well. So, guys and girls, children of all ages, please back Graham Potter. That's it. Thank you and goodbye. God bless and good night. That's all I have to say, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
It,
Well
it
said.
is
No,
what it is. It is what it is.
yeah. Awesome.
Yeah. So, I'm not sure whether you are whether you watched a lot of wrestling, but this is all I have to say for you. In the immortal words of Degeneration X, ooh, let's get ready to suck it.
Same generation of wrestling, I see. Brilliant.
Bro, I love DX, and I wanted to say that this whole time, and I
Yep.
waited right till the end because I wanted to say what I really felt and how I really felt, and I had a lot to get off my chest. It has been an hour, but I got a lot out of my chest. I hope it has
Yeah,
been
man.
wonderful for you guys as well as you. I hope you understand where I was coming from, and I had
Mhm.
nothing to say about Thomas Tuchel second because I couldn't care less. As always, I really couldn't care less. It doesn't matter to me anymore
Yeah,
because
it's
I'm not
happened now.
looking at the back. Yeah, I'm looking at forward. I'm not looking at it backwards because I don't care what happened. It is what it is. He fell out. That's it. Done. Gonski.
Hmm?
Kaput. Fuck off. Am I grateful? Yes. Do I love the guy? Yes. I will forever be grateful for what he did for everything during the sanction times and everything. But for us to move forward, the owners has a different vision, and you are not part of that vision, and that's what the owners think. Hence why Graham Potter is here. We move, and thank you for every memory that you have given us. That's
Thank
all
you.
I can say.
Next.
Yeah. So for me, I just want to say, roll on Potter.
Yeah.
Roll on Potter. But yeah, any last words, Josh, from your end, bro?
No, no. I've given you my thoughts. I've agreed with a lot of what you said, and I mean this was a show about you getting your stuff off your chest, really, more than having an opinion. So, yeah, you did well, mate, and I feel like that was a long time coming. To be completely fair.
No, it's just a matter of I really wanted, see, we just want to finish off with the comments as well as Freeman says, I
Yep.
wish the coach Potter to be focused to win the Champions League. I think, even if he doesn't, Freeman,
Mm,
I think we need to be patient with him. He's a good coach.
yeah.
Let him cook. We don't know. Things happen. This is Chelsea at the end of the day. After all, this is still Chelsea. We haven't changed
Exactly.
much. But as I said, bro, just give him some time. And as always, Josh, thank you for joining me today and helping me with this stream. And I love the way you gave me your thoughts. I think we blended pretty well today with regards to what you were
Yeah.
thinking as well with regards to what Potter is going to do because I didn't have anything negative to say about it. However,
Yeah.
will I criticize the man? 100%. Will I also appreciate what he's going to do well? 100%. This stream
Yeah.
was mainly about backing the guy and giving him a chance to see what he can do rather than wishing for his downfall before even a ball is kicked.
Exactly.
That's the whole idea behind this stream today. And Yeah, just like we have patience with Eric Ten Hag, we have to have patience with Graham Potter. We also have to have patience because he's not an Antonio Conte. He's not coming here to stay for 1 year, win something, and fuck off. You know what I mean?
No, that's right. That's right.
He's not that type of guy. So we have to be with him. We have to manage this situation easily, and we have to be very patient with this guy. But yeah, as always, bro Josh, thank you for joining me. And you are here. We talk football. And thank you for everybody who has joined us in the stream and stayed with us for 1 hour and 10 minutes. Twisted,
Mm.
Pat, Friedman, you know, Tudo, what you call, I'm going through all the chat, Del Boy, Obina, and many others who had put in their comments and put in their likes to us. Thank you, everybody who has joined us here today. And as always, think today for a better tomorrow. After all, today was yesterday's tomorrow. I'll leave that thought with you guys.